right, guys. So I know I've been doing some teasing on the direction I'm going to go with my 1967 International Loadstar. So I'm going to do a quick backstory. I built the truck 3 years ago. It was a flatbed dump truck, previously a grain truck, and a couple 3 weeks ago, I pulled that bed off. I mentioned in that video, I just am not excited about the Loadstar anymore. It just hasn't been doing it for me. So this video is all about what we're going to do, what we're going to put on those frame rails to make it be a little more exciting and a whole lot more useful for me. So you may like this, you may not like it. It might be like, oh, Rob, this is boring. It might be, this is awesome. Either way, there's probably, because of the nature of what this is and the kind of content it's going to be, there might be a few different people who start watching this series. And that's okay. There might be some people who are all about just the truck stuff, and they might say, this isn't for me. That's okay too. Either way, I appreciate all of you watching. This is going to be an exciting project. I hope it turns out awesome when it's said and done. And yeah, we're making this up as we go. We're figuring out as we go. You're going to watch the whole process over the next few months. And without further ado, let's start with what we're doing with the truck. And then at the end of the video will be the big reveal for what's going on that truck. Stay tuned.
All right, guys, so here's another piece to this puzzle. So, you know, the nature of what I'm doing here is that it's going to be tall, right? And right now, the Loadstar has 275, 22.5s on it up front. I don't remember the aspect ratio of a standard 275, but whatever it is, 275, probably a 275/70 or 275/75. And then in the rear, it has 295/75 22.5s, which I've never liked. I don't like that they're a taller tire in the back than the front. I don't like the look it gives. And even the 275s are a little taller than I prefer, because I think I mentioned it in another video, but the Loadstar 1600s and 1700s always had typically 8 1/4 20s or 900 20s on them, which is a fairly low profile tire. It's not a big tire. So we need to be as low as possible. Plus we got the whole looks factor. So what we're looking at here is a set of 8 255/70R 22.5s. They're used. I picked them up at an auction. Pictures actually showed, I thought they were worse than what they are. But you can see, they have reasonable tread. I like that they're a highway tread. They're really a trailer. These probably came off of a step deck trailer. But I've got the 4 in this stack are actually in pretty good shape. I don't think it's on this side of the tire, but these are date coded 2019s. A couple of them out of the 8 have some chunks out of them. I think this is the worst one right there. So that'll probably never get used. I'm never going to mount that. But I only need 4 in this case. I'll show you why I only need 4 instead of 6. But I'm going to get the 4 best here tossed into the bed of my truck, and we're going to get after this. All right, and here is the perfect example of why we're doing this. So there's one of the 255s up next to a 295. And as you can see, there is a significant height difference. So we're talking somewhere in the neighborhood of 4.5, 5 inches. So that's going to gain us, obviously the height, less height that we have to clear the, it's actually going to put us really close to, depending on how I do this, to hardly even needing fender openings. It will need a slight fender opening, but we won't need much. And then it's going to sink us. So if we got a 4, let's call it a 4-inch difference, that's going to get us 2 inches closer to the ground overall. 2 inches less fender, 2 inches closer to the ground. That's a win. So, and then the reason why I didn't need 6 of those Ironmans is because I have these, which these are the special ones. So these are Virgin Goodyear G670s. So these are going on the steer axle. Have nice good tires. Now again, guys, I know someone's gonna say, well, just get new tires. Well, yeah, well, new 255s are $300 a piece, $300 to $600 a piece, depending on what we get. And I'm on a budget here, and I got these literally 8 tires at auction out the door with tax and buyer's fees for $101. So that's like $12 a tire or something. We did pretty good. So I'll deal with them being a little wore down and being 5 years old. It's okay. For what I'm doing, this truck is lucky if it gets driven 100 miles a year, guys. Lucky if it drives 100 miles a year. So we're doing okay. Beyond that, I've got to get these swapped out. Hopefully I can do it without pulling them and having to pay a tire shop to do it. I'm not very good, or I don't like changing tires out, but we're gonna take a stab at it. And also, if you ask me, hey, why do you want to put these little baby tires on the truck? Well, first answer is because it's my truck, and that's what I want to do. But the second answer is I am not a big tire guy. I drive. You've seen my daily driver is my 2019 Ford F450 pickup. I like low profile tires. I like the way they look. I ran 295s on my Ford L9000, a slightly low pro tire, because I like the way low pros look. I know it's going to cause problems. I know this is going to go from a 62 mile an hour truck to probably, I haven't done the math, but it's probably going to drop it way down to like a 50 mile an hour truck. That's okay. This was a 50 mile an hour truck from the factory with the gas engine. It was lucky if it was 50 miles an hour, quite frankly. More like 47, 48 mile an hour truck. It's okay. I don't drive this truck on the expressway. I never would even consider wanting to drive it on the expressway. So this is a 2-lane Sunday driver. It goes a lot of miles in a year on a freaking trailer. So it's okay that it's going to have, date coded out tires and used tires and low profile tires, and that we're going to be screaming at 50 miles an hour. That's just fine with me. So, and I do like the look. I want it to have that look. It is what it is. It's what I want to do. I think it's going to look awesome, and you may or may not think so, but yeah, it's mine. So that's what we're doing. It serves my purpose. All right, so there we go. There's the first 255 mounted on the front. Man, I'm telling you, that looks awesome. I was worried they were going to be a little too small, but I freaking love it. Love it. This actually makes me like Dayton's again. I like it. A whole freaking lot. I am pumped. I'm stoked for that. So I attempted this with my tire spoons I had, which I've got one goofy, I don't even know what that is, why I bought it, but anyway. And then I had these cheap little spoons that you mount freaking lawnmower tires with. So that wasn't going very well. So I went and bought $150 worth of real tire spoons, and man, life got a whole lot easier. So I have an opportunity to clean up those wheels real good while everything was off. So I'm going to move on now. Guys, I'm not showing you this because A, I suck at it. It's not what I do on a regular basis. And B, I've got people, crews out working right now, and I film on my phone, and I need to be able to hear it. And if I'm filming on time lapse, I don't know if phone calls come through. So anyway, we're not going to film this, but we'll bring you back when it's said and done. I'm excited to see this rear, but I'm going to jump over, do the other Goodyear on the other side of the steer, and then we'll move on to the rears. All right. Well, it's really hard to see in the barn, but there's those little baby tires. Man, those look sweet. I love Dayton's with low pros. All right, I'm going to get after this last two, get it done. Side note, I do not want to be a tire guy, but I feel accomplished that it's over with. All right, guys, so I decided I will give you video as I do these last couple tires. Might as well. there she is. Converted to a low pro, 255s. All mounted up. That wasn't too bad. For somebody who doesn't change tires, I think I did all right. Man, that axle just looks massive now with those little babies on there. Like I keep saying, boys, I love it. Love me some low pros. Little tires, big axle, big truck. Kind of big truck. It's actually a little baby truck, but oh well, it works. She does the job. There we go. Just in case you wondered too, these are running about 8:30 seconds. Some of them 7.5, some of them 9 almost. But regardless, we got they're 40 to 60% tread ish. I don't know what they were new, but probably 16. So we're not doing bad. Not bad for $100. I'll take it. All right, there it is. There's the big reveal. And I don't know if any of you guys saw it coming. I don't know if any of you are going, are you effing kidding me right now? But yeah, this is what we're putting on the Loadstar. We are gonna make an old school Super C motorhome. Now, I am not, one thing we aren't doing is we are not going to make a pass through the cab. This is going to be just mounted on the frame rails, and we'll have those windows there so we can see in, but it will not have a pass through. So it's unnecessary, and I'm not cutting the Loadstar cab, and you can't hardly get between the seats with the doghouse anyway, so it wouldn't be a win. So let me take you a little walk around. This is a 1962 Cree, C-R-E-E, Cree. Back in the 50s and 40s, 50s, and 60s, there was numerous of these small trailer manufacturers all over the place, and there was a number of them in Michigan. Cree was in Michigan, Marcellus, Michigan, down in the southwest corner of the state, and they made slide-in truck campers and trailers up to about 30 feet. This probably being the most common size. This thing is 15 feet overall, the box anyway, which is perfect for the Loadstar. And as you can see, there is some damage, especially on this side. So this piece of skin will be coming off, and we'll be replacing everything from the belt line down. We've got to take a whole bunch of the skin off back here, and as you can see, there's been some rot, and someone's kind of scabbed some stuff in there. So we are going to completely rebuild that, as well as any other portion of the trailer that I need to. We do have lights intact, so we can reuse those. The glass is all good except for one little panel on the front is missing. This bumper's rusted out, but we'll take that off and kind of redo it. Except that's going to be way up in the air on the Loadstar. These lights are awesome, but the lenses are all faded, so I don't know if those are available. We'll see. If not, we'll just have to switch to a different style light, but those are cool. I love how they're placed. You got one on each side, front and rear. Just awesome. This is I haven't even looked in here. It's locked. It's not locked. Little storage area. It's walled off. But that's pretty sweet. Take advantage of that. This is the access for the furnace. Of course, it's locked, and I definitely don't have a key for that. But anyway, but yeah, it's got all these cool crank out windows. I love this, whatever you want to call it, honeycomb diamond pattern panel all the way around. Luckily, that stuff is in good shape all the way around. There's a couple little creases on this side. A couple little creases right there, but that can be taken out. We can fix that. That's usable. So it won't be this exact siding, but siding is available. Debating on a couple different options, but I think it's going to be aluminum siding. But there, of course, are choices in everything, right? So, and we'll see if we end up reusing this stuff or if we want to replace it. I anticipate that, a lot of this, it's been painted. I don't know if that's original or not, but we're gonna have to clean all that up. We're gonna have to primer the whole thing. Someone's done some recaulking at some point, but I have a feeling that all these windows are going to end up coming out, and we will reseal and recaulk everything. We may pull the entire skin off of this trailer, and if I replace the skin on the other side, I'll replace this side as well, possibly the back. Haven't decided, but the back's actually in okay shape, as is the nose. So yeah, I don't know, that may not happen. We'll see. We're in planning stages still. So the plan is, what we're going to do overall is we're going to work on this through the winter. I can put this in my barn as it sits, keep it nice and warm, and we're going to gut it. We're going to take it down. It's getting new floor. It's getting new framework where it needs it. It's going to get skin where it needs it. We're going to 100% rewire it. We're going to somewhat change the layout inside. And I'm going to stick 2 new I-beam or C-channel frame rails at 34-inch spacing underneath. We're going to weld them into the cross members. And then we are going to box out these original frame rails. We're going to cut them where the Loadstar axle is going to sit and box back, so we create an opening for the duals on the Loadstar, and then we're going to cut a small fender as needed, a fender opening, and we'll put that into the floor. It's not going to need much to clear those 255. So now I think the whole thing starts to make sense, right? Between this and the tires, right? This all starts to jive. Why we want low to the ground. So it does have a couple roof leaks. It's just aluminum skin on the roof. The leaks are all around vents and roof penetrations, basically. So that's easy to fix. So oh, by the way, my wife did ask me yesterday when we got home with it if I had a key for the lock. And I said, yeah, I do. This door is awesome, by the way. Functional inside and out. Screens are actually all here. Looks like original old school metal screen. Other than there's one, the back. Very back one's missing. So we got some roof panels. That's burn pit material there. So you can see somebody's had this torn apart where it had leaks. That's fine. It's just less work for me to do because this is all going away, ladies and gents. It's got these sweet, I think these are original. I don't know. Love those lights. It's got that one there. I mean, residential style. Got another one of those lights right there that someone's removed. Cabinetry is all here and intact. So if I can get it out without damaging it, because we do have to do a floor. That's a must. So anyway, we'll see. Hopefully we can get that out, because I would love to reuse that hole up there. I think those upper cabinets are going to go away. We don't need them, and I want it to feel more open and light in here. This is just a closet. And then the original shower bathroom, probably just, I don't know what it was. But you can see there's a faucet protrusion right there. So I don't know if this was a shower or what, but I think we're gonna do that again. Hence that little baby window right there. I think we're gonna do that again. It would allow us to put a vent fan right there, and then also replace that with a vent fan unit. And maybe still have the bed here. Maybe get rid of this little cabinet here. I don't even know what's in there. Shelving, nothing much. So, I don't know. We've got options. But generally, like I say, we're generally going to keep it the same. This will go away. Probably do a new surface for both this counter and this table. But I'm thinking we're going to reuse these benches or rebuild them in generally the same configuration. And obviously new cushions. Those are going in the trash. We'll save them for measurements, but other than that, this furnace. It does have, this is obviously a rather large propane furnace. What even is that? That is a 22,500 BTU input, 15,000 output. So I don't know if it works. No clue. Same with all these. I mean, these are the original. Look at this Dometic fridge. That thing is killer. Not in bad shape. The racks are all there. So if this thing works, I mean, holy crap. Look at that sweet little, those ice trays. Holy crap. And they're both there. That thing is killer. Crossing my fingers that boy works. This whole cabinet needs to go away. It needs to be a counter space. The furnace is probably going to go away, to be honest with you. That fridge would drop down, probably in this same space. What we're going to go to is a portable, basically a portable mini split that would be heat and AC, and we can make it be not so portable. We'll build a cabinet for it, and then we'll plumb vents for the intake and the exhaust air right out the side of the camper, and we'll plumb a drain tube right through the floor, seal everything up, and put an outlet right there so we can plug it in, and we'll be running off either shore power or a generator when we're running the heat or the AC. That's the tentative plan. Subject to change, obviously, this kind of project. We've got the matching Ward Traveler. Still same thing, grates are all here. So we're gonna hook propane up to this boy today and see if any of this stuff works, because God, I hope that thing works too. It's just sitting there. Just sitting there. Ow! Wow, just definitely bashed my head on that cabinet. Ah, good work. That's what happens when you're 6'4". That happens a lot. That hurt. But anyway, I hope we can make that thing work. It's actually, I mean, the finish, I think we cleaned it up. That finish is actually really nice. Sink matches. Yeah, it's 60s gold. I think we're gonna use that. Put a new faucet on it, and I mean, we don't actually even have to replace these countertops. They're a little scratched in a couple spots. They might work. They're really flimsy though, so I don't know. Again, all subject to change. These windows, you go the right way anyway. Oh, maybe this one. Maybe I lied. Maybe this one doesn't work. Well, the rest of them all work. One's catching on something, so it's not working at the moment. But, yeah, there you go. The rest of these all work. Awesome ventilation. You can open those things up basically full. I mean, of course, they don't seal very well. But, something like this, we're not worried so much about how they seal, right? Yeah. So if we went with that floor plan idea, then we don't have to change windows. We'll get a screen made for that one back there, and then we're in good shape. So, yeah, we got some. This is a big ass furnace for this little trailer. I mean, a gas furnace is kind of nice because you don't have to run a generator. But quite frankly, when we're going to truck shows with this thing, we're probably not going to use the furnace much. We're more concerned about the air conditioning. So if I put one of those mini splits, with a heat pump in, a small portable one, then we've got the AC that we need without putting something on the roof. And I can't have that height, so that's why we don't want anything on the roof. And it also gives me a heat pump. So if we happen to need heat, it's a late season deal, then great, we got some heat. We just got to run a generator. No big deal. So guys, that's the inside. Obviously, we'll be up nice and high, so we'll have to do something different with steps. This simple little, I'm sure it kind of works, but stuff like that isn't going to do us any good. So that's going to go away. But yeah, so let's talk about why we're doing this. We're doing this because we always have this dilemma when we go to a truck show. I have 2 trucks at this point in time. They're running over there because I'm warming them up to move them. So the L9000 can pull, obviously. The Loadstar is not a driver, so she lives on a trailer, right? The problem is we put that on a trailer behind the L9000, and we we can't take the camper. We've done both ways. We've done that. We can get both trucks then. We've also done it where we pulled this last trip here in September. We pulled our big 42-foot fifth wheel with the L9000, and then we couldn't get the Loadstar though, so it kind of sucked. So this gives us the ultimate solution. And if you guys have been watching, you saw me say I was bored with the Loadstar. It just wasn't cool truck. I love the truck, but it just wasn't doing it for me anymore. And I can't tell you how excited I am about this. This does it for me. And we're going to make it so it's just short enough to clear 13 foot 6 inches. And then we can put this on the trailer behind the L9000. We can still fit, depending on what trailer it is, we can still potentially fit our Gator right there, the side-by-side, if we need transportation. In time with a bigger trailer, it may just be, a car, truck, whatever, pickup truck, whatever, something that'll go with us. But, we can get all those things together, and then we stay in the show truck that comes with us on the trailer. It's self-contained. I'll have underbody boxes or underbody storage of some sort for generator and chairs. We can get us a little awning. We'll have the fridge. We'll have food. We'll have the ability to cook, and we can spend a weekend or two in this thing every year. So not going to get used a lot. It's going to live inside its whole life in the barn. It will no longer fit in my barn, unfortunately, until I have the fundage to build one somewhere in here. That's a few years off. So it's going to live at my shop at work year round, because we got 12-foot doors and 14-foot ceilings there, so we can fit it. But yeah, I'm going to do a little right at the end here. I'm going to do a little photo chop, and we'll put this little camper up on the Loadstar for you, so that we can see what it's going to look like. I think that'll be pretty sweet. But yeah, so there's the big reveal. This is what we're doing. 1967 Super C on the way.